Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to another video on the channel, and today's is a different one. It's not a review or an unboxing, but rather my views on the latest developments in the tech, or to be specific, the hardware industry. So, if you've not been off the internet in the last 3 months, there's almost 100% chance that you know about the RAM shortage and the price increase across all hardware and tech. And if you haven't heard, well, you should definitely try to know because this is going to impact you directly, and there's a high chance that you will soon be unable to buy a new phone or a laptop or any smart device without either increasing your budget or reducing your desired specifications for the product. The short version of the situation is simple. AI companies want your data. Data requires data centers for storage and RAM for processing. Data center RAMs are expensive. Normal customers use mobiles, laptops, and computers, which also use RAM. These consumer grade RAMs are not expensive. Three companies in the world make RAM. These companies want more money. AI data centers give more money than consumers. RAM companies sell RAM to AI companies. Consumers face RAM supply shortage and RAM becomes super expensive. And we are talking like 5 to 6 times the normal price here. RAM that used to cost about 10,000 rupees 3 months back is now about 40 to 50,000 rupees, and this is not normal. So, now that all this is going on, here's how I think this entire situation is gonna play out. First, I think in the short run, you are going to face steep price hikes or specification downgrades across all electronics that need some sort of storage and RAM and that has any sort of smart features or can connect to the internet. Now, most likely, instead of raising the prices, companies will provide you with inferior specs as most customers don't have flexible budgets and are willing to compromise a bit in specs instead of spending more money as money is limited. So, customers who want to buy a 1 TB storage laptop may have to compromise with a 512 GB or get an 8 GB RAM phone or a laptop instead of a 16 GB one. For people who wanted to buy computers or enthusiasts who wanted to custom build computers, well, they will have to decide whether it's really important for them to have it right now or how long they can wait if it's not too important. If they just somehow have to have a computer in 2026, my suggestion will be to buy it today itself or tomorrow and not wait even till next week as the situation is going to get worse. There's no sugarcoating it. But here is where my real opinion comes in. I think this is going to be a complete revolutionary phase and the entire industry is going to transform now. Well, first let's talk about gaming because I'm a gamer and a very passionate one at that. Yes, this crisis has thwarted even my plans to build a decent gaming PC this year, but this might not be all that bad. Three things that I think are now going to happen with the gaming industry are thus: 1. Cloud gaming. Yes, this concept has been pushed out by giants like Microsoft and Nvidia in many countries now, and I think most gamers will have to switch to these services to be able to play the latest and most hardware demanding games through cloud gaming itself due to the lack of affordable offline hardware. But in a country like India or similar nations where most gamers are young and the only source of their finances are their parents, they may not be able to shift to these services as such platforms require monthly payments. And most parents won't be giving such kind of money to their kids for gaming, especially as the cost of these services can range from at least $10, that is about 900 rupees a month, to a much higher number depending upon the type of game or server connection you want. And these services also require you to have a fast and stable internet connection. And from my personal testing, let me tell you that mobile data is not too suitable for cloud gaming, at least not currently. So, just to play games, monthly expenses will increase by a lot, and a lot of people will have to either drop this hobby or try to find other ways to do it. This will be even more difficult as you can't really pirate cloud games. So, that's one scenario. Number 2, better optimization in games. Now, this is definitely going to be a very positive and an overall net gain to the gaming industry. That maybe, just maybe, developers will finally start making properly optimized games once again. There used to be a time when you didn't need a minimum of 16 or 32 GB RAM and 100 GB of storage for a game, and games used to run so well even without discrete GPUs. Now, I'm not saying that such thing is possible in today's gaming world considering how beautiful and graphically intensive some of the games look. But ever since Nvidia launched DLSS or other upscaling techniques came to the market, most developers actually stopped optimizing their games. They just make unoptimized mess with shitty FPS numbers and hope to achieve playable performance through DLSS or FSR. Looking at you, Borderlands 4. Well, also, ever since storage got so affordable, developers also stopped properly compressing the games and just inflated the package sizes. This does make the games run a bit faster as less compression means a bit better performance, but now that storage is almost doubled in price and may go up even more, games might finally become reasonable sized again. Remember how you could transfer tens of games in just an 8 GB pen drive at one point? Now you can't even fit one decent game under 50 GB. Well, maybe finally the inflated package sizes of 100 or 200 GB will finally come down to 60 or 70 if not 40, and that will mean even more optimizations in game. Even the graphics will have to be better optimized to take full advantage of the older hardware and not just have absurd requirements like getting an RTX 5090 Ti Super Ultra just to get 60 FPS with DLSS and 4x FrameGen. But this will mean more time for games to be developed as such things will require overhauled systems from the core. The codes, the engines, the models, basically everything will have to be rethought of, and this increases time for the games to come out and even development costs. So games which are already commanding an absurd price tag of $70 for a decent AAA title may become even more expensive. This may be a wonderful news for smaller studios, however, and indie games, as those have primarily focused till now on the overall player experience with the game rather than just the game's graphics or world size. So these games might finally get more chance to shine, which will definitely be a positive, especially when studios exist that can make games like Hollow Knight and Expedition 33 and the Plague Tale series, etc. I mean, who wants another shitty Assassin's Creed Valhalla from Ubisoft anyway? Number 3. Stylized games. Yes, the industry has been focusing since a long time on making games as hyper-realistic as possible. Real-world looking models and environments and mechanics, and all this takes a massive toll on hardware. I think there will be more stylized games coming out like the Breath of the Wild or Cuphead or Hi-Fi Rush, etc., which provide just amazing gameplay and amazing unrealistic graphics and are much less demanding on the hardware. Now, other than these three predictions, I think there's another way gamers can make the most out of this crisis: clearing your backlogs. Yep, this for me is personal too. Now that you may not be able to build a new powerful PC or buy a powerful laptop to game on, why not play the amazing games that released in the past and don't have absurd hardware requirements? I too have so many amazing games that I haven't touched because every time something new comes out, the older ones get left unattended. I wanted to start playing Dishonored 2 and Death Stranding 2 came out. I wanted to finally get on to finishing the Bioshock series, but Elden Ring came out. I mean, so many new and amazing games have launched in the past few years that we all may have been sitting on a pile of old gems that we may not have even touched and will be shocked to find how amazing some of them are. I mean, when Far Cry 6 disappointed me with stale Ubisoft formula, I went back to Far Cry 4 from 2014, and that is just far better experience than Far Cry 6. That's just an example, and there are just many more amazing games that we can play for the next 1 or 2 years till the prices settle down or there comes a better clarity of the industry's future. I mean, this crisis just doesn't seem to have a definite timeline as of yet, and there are new and more upsetting news coming every day. So, I would say that if you really want to buy any electronic, especially a PC or a laptop or a mobile phone, do it right now before things get even more dire. And if you can wait at least till the end of 2026 to have a better clarity as what the world is going towards and what the future may hold. For now, this AI bubble seems to be quite robust, or it may not be a bubble at all and rather a solid cube, and the world may just shift completely to AI and cloud and subscription models, and as they predicted, you will own nothing and you will be happy with it. Thanks for watching.